Up YouTube? It's me, and I'm back again with yet another video, another update in the Summer Wells case. Now, the reason why I've been sitting back, I've been trying to observe things, and I don't have a Facebook or Instagram or TikTok. I'm really not a social media person, so I get pretty much all my info through YouTube and other YouTubers because I know that they get all of their info from Facebook or TikTok. So once they get their information from there, they post it onto their YouTube channel. So I pretty much just sit back and wait and listen and read comments, and I just observe. Today, we've actually been told this morning that the search for Summer Wells is pretty much dying down because now they suspect foul play. One thing I don't like is I don't want them to give up on her. I don't want them to give up searching for her. She's out there somewhere, man. And it's obvious that she's not that far. They have the evidence pretty much sitting right there in their faces. Now, I'm not going to sit up here and try to assume that they didn't look into that evidence, but I mean, it's pretty obvious that they didn't if the twisted tea cans and garbage is still at the lake, the creek where she was at earlier that day, where her mom so-called claimed that was the last day that she was seen. Now, there's a lot of people speculating that her mom could have posted that video days later and Summer had been went missing. And then on the other hand, you have a lot of people stating that she went missing that day, that same exact day. Well, honestly, we don't know. We don't know when Summer went missing. They're saying now somewhere between July 14th and July 17th. I said July, I'm sorry. They're saying somewhere between June 14th and I believe June 16th or something like that. So it's a possibility that Summer could have went missing 2 days prior to her mother putting in a 911 call. That could be a factor, or Summer did obviously go missing that day, but her mom probably reported her missing hours later. I don't believe that Candus got up off her fat ass and searched for her daughter. And you want to know why Candus didn't get up off her fat ass and search for her own child? Because Summer's disappearance was in the hands of her evil mother, Candus. Candus was obviously the last person to see her own daughter. I hate the fact that she made up a story. She came up with a story and she's trying to say that her sons said that the last time that they saw Summer was at the house when she came back from swimming. I don't believe that. I don't believe that because if you think back on the interview that the reporter did with Don, and he was standing in front of the camera holding his son's shoulders, his arm across his son's shoulder, his son looked uncomfortable and he looked as if he really wanted to say something. But obviously he couldn't, and he was afraid because he would be afraid that he would get beat. I believe that those boys know for a fact that they didn't see their sister come home. I believe that Summer never made it home from the water. I'm starting to really believe, because like I said, I've been sitting back watching on YouTube and seeing what type of information they've come up with, and now they're saying that the 15-year-old wants to speak to law enforcement and tell them that Summer drowned the day that he saw her, and her mother stuffed her body in a well. And then when I looked at it, it said that he deleted his status. So he updated a status or comment and then hurried up and deleted it. Obviously, now the boy can't speak to law enforcement because he has an attorney, from what we've been told so far. He has an attorney. He lawyered up. So whatever he says can or will be used against him, pretty much. And it's sad that Candus she really tried to use this boy. She really tried it. And that just explained why she also gave him a drink. I'm starting to think like Candus probably bought the twisted teas for herself. But then she got comfortable and didn't mind giving the 15-year-old something to drink. Then again, we were told that the 15-year-old didn't know that that drink had alcohol in it. So he probably just thought it was a can of tea. You know, the same thing, you know how the Arizona can of teas look. I'm pretty sure a 15-year-old could possibly get that mixed up because they're not paying attention to it being alcohol. We're tasting like alcohol. Like, I've had a twisted tea before and it doesn't taste like it has alcohol in it. So he was pretty much tricked into that, from what we've been told. But, you know, everybody has their own opinion and to each his own. So I don't know. It's like, it's 50-50 for me. I believe that he knew it was alcohol. Then again, I don't think he did. He ended up tipsy. Him and Candus probably played around, not even paying attention to Summer. I believe that Summer hit her head on one of the rocks while she was obviously, if you look back at the video that Candus posted on her TikTok, she had a video of Summer climbing all on the rocks, no safety vest on whatsoever, no swimming goggles, nothing, just a two-piece and skin and bones. And she's just climbing all over the rocks by herself. Where the waterfall was, she could have easily hit her head on one of the rocks and fell in the water and wasn't even paid attention to. And then they probably realized that she was drowning at the last minute and tried to save her and couldn't save her. And that's when Candus's stupid ass, instead of reporting it and taking her to the ER, she stuffed her body in a well. But you know what? Then again, there's another thought of mine. That definitely very well could have happened. Or you know what else could have happened? So since Candus is already a neglectful ass mother and just a nitwit and just very, very fucking childish, immature, and stupid, just all in one, she gave this 15-year-old boy alcohol. They started drinking, joking around, and playing while Summer was playing alone by herself, climbing on the rocks, jumping in the water. By the time their asses turned around, they realized Summer wasn't even there and started looking for her. I believe that the 15-year-old jumped in the water trying to look for Summer and he couldn't find her. That right there is a strong enough theory. And now that might do some explanation as to why she couldn't find her. So she dropped the 15-year-old off at home with his drunk ass, because obviously now he's drunk. She is too. So she gets home and makes up some lie. And makes up the lie, calls Don, refused to tell him the truth because she's scared of him. Refused to tell him the truth. He told her, call the police. She can't find Summer. Like, literally, she can't find Summer. Summer never disappeared from that house. Summer never disappeared from the house. Summer disappeared by the water. There's so many holes in this story, so many theories, so many, it's just devastating. Because then we have a red truck that's involved in her disappearance as well. Because that red truck showed up at the same exact time Summer was reported missing. Could it be that was one of Don's work buddies and he was dropped off by that person? Nah, I don't think so, because if that was reported to the news that they were looking for a Toyota truck, a red Toyota truck with a ladder on the back, I believe Don probably would have said something. He would have said, oh, false alarm, one of my coworkers dropped me off. But Don is also acting suspicious, though. So that's why I say there's so many holes in his story and so many theories. So many theories about Summer's death. Because obviously they're saying they think that she's no longer with us, pretty much. And sad to say, I'm starting to really feel that she's not. The chances of her surviving has gotten extremely low. I mean, it's been pretty much a week now. I'm sorry, not a week, 2 weeks. It's been 2 weeks now since Summer has been missing. So it's like, where is she? Where is she, Candus? Where is she? Why do you want to keep hiding the fact that you were the last person and Hunter, the 15-year-old teen, was the last person to see Summer? What is up with that? It's a possibility that Don could have been the last person to see her as well. He's acting extremely weird. I'm not sure if he was going along with what Candus told him, and she kept switching her story so much that he ended up switching his, and she made him look stupid in front of the camera. He was nervous because he don't know what happened to Summer. It's so many things. You know what I'm saying? It could have been a coincidence. Maybe the red truck came up by their house and turned back around because they were looking for another house. I don't know. Now, I don't know. So many holes in the story. So many different stories coming from Candus, as to that led up to Summer's disappearance and her reporting her disappearance. Summer is still out here. She's still missing. The Amber Alert is still in effect. These searchers are pretty much dying down from searching for her. And I feel like they should bring in some divers now. Bring in some divers to the creek where Summer was last seen. Bring in those special agents and those special searchers that y'all had searching all that landfill for no apparent reason. Bring those people to the last place that Summer was, which was at the creek. Arrest Candus and question her ass until she spits out the truth. Her and Don. Because I believe that Don is hiding something. Really starting to believe he's hiding something. Candus is most definitely hiding something, and we all know that. We want Summer found, and there's so many different updates with this case. Every single day is something new. Now somebody mentioned something about the grandmother said she went to the ER on the day that Summer was reported disappearing, and she was at the ER. If she went to the ER, why in the hell would Candus want to cover up Summer's death? Why is that something that she would want to cover up? If it's accidental, you could have took her to the ER. But I believe it was accidental, and now I believe that Summer was missing because they couldn't find her. They were too busy horse playing around and fucking around with each other that by the time they turned around, they realized Summer was gone. In the water. Because they didn't pay attention to her. And that makes a lot of sense. And it makes a lot of sense as to why Candus wouldn't even call the police or call the ambulance or whatever the case is, or somebody to come and look for Summer because she couldn't find her in the water. She already knew Summer was long gone. And it makes so much sense as to why she's covering it up. Because if she was to call the police and they were to send a search team in, some divers to find Summer in the water, they obviously would have questioned the 15-year-old and noticed that he was drunk or tipsy. Because he was going to show the tipsy part of him or the drunk part of him. Then they probably would have started searching their car and doing a whole bunch of other stuff, searching for beer or alcohol, found alcohol cans and different stuff that she wasn't supposed to have, like drugs or something like that. And she knew it was going to get out of hand if she had to call the police. That's why she didn't. That's why she instead took Hunter home, told him to hush up and be quiet about it. And I don't know, like I wouldn't even understand why would that 15-year-old cover up for her. Is it because he really likes Candus and he doesn't want her to get in trouble? That could be a factor. This makes so much sense as to why Candus is not saying anything. And she's pretty much covering it up. The 15-year-old might like her so much that he don't want her to get in trouble. Candus is not saying anything because she knows she would slip up and probably say the wrong thing. Candus is devastated. Candus is guilty. Extremely guilty. She lost her daughter in the water and can't find her. They need to bring in some divers. They need to. Now, if her body went down the stream or something like that, I'm not sure how far it would have went. I'm not sure if her body would have been floating in the water. I'm not sure. But we do know that there was a piece of fabric, clothing, found at the last place that Summer was at. We do know the twisted tees were found there in garbage bags. There's no telling if Summer's body got lost in the water or if Candus literally put her body somewhere. We don't know. But we know she's there in that area. And we need to search for her. Summer needs you. Anyway, I'm going to get going and I'm going to continue to look at more videos and look at the latest updates. So yeah, stay tuned.